YouTube, I am Vincent Kenny, or as some of you may know me, Viral Vinnie, and welcome back to the month of love, where I'm going to be spending the entire month talking about my top 5 favorite video game franchises, and why I love them, why they've stuck with me after all these years. Now, something I have been kind of blessed to have the chance to do is compare. I really feel like I was born in the right generation, in terms of that. I was born, my first video game console was the PlayStation 1. And video games were still very much cartoony, kind of kiddie, silly stuff. Yes, there were mature stuff like Castlevania and Final Fantasy of that sort, but for the most part, video games were still considered children toys with the PS1 generation. But as I grew and as I developed, so did video games. Whereas the PS1 is a lot of platformers like Spyro and Mario and Banjo-Kazooie, and the PS2 sort of evolved into more teenager action-heavy things, especially with series like Jak and Daxter or God of War. These really just like angry, angsty, like grrr, teenage emotion type games. And then the PS3 generation definitely pushed the boundaries in terms of what we could do in terms of story and characters and how we relate to a game. And then the current PS4 generation has games like Gone Home and Virginia and all these other games that have just like pushed us to new emotional levels that have truly proven video games are in fact an art form. So that's why, hands down, one of my favorite, absolute hands down favorite video games in terms of story and characters and writing and development is Grand Theft Auto 4. Now I know what some of you are saying. There were a lot of Grand Theft Autos before that one. People love Vice City and they are fans of like Grand Theft Auto 3 and San Andreas. And I have played those games and those are absolutely great, amazing games. But the problem is, because they were still in that PS2 generation and we were kind of the teenage phase, the writing is very much kind of edgy. It's trying to prove how like mature and raunchy and dirty it can be. It's just like, look, we got strippers and hookers and the mafia, and we got this mature adult stuff, and that guy's swearing. It had a real emphasis on proving games could have great voice acting. Having Ray Liotta, Samuel L. Jackson, all these various awesome, great voice acting talents to prove that video games could be legitimate acting roles. But in terms of the writing and the story, they were all very much just start from the bottom. You're a gangster, now you're the head of this criminal empire. Grand Theft Auto 4 was one of the first games that I truly got engrossed in, because it was not this tale of you trying to, again, start from the bottom, make your way to the top of the criminal underworld. It had a much more human, believable character about Nico coming to America trying to make a better life for himself and just unfortunately getting wrapped up in this life of crime. Grand Theft Auto 4 has so many great stories and characters, and it was one of the first video game worlds to truly feel alive. I absolutely love Vice City and 3 and all those other games, but it felt like a big playground, a sandbox, as it has often called, as opposed to a living, breathing world. Grand Theft Auto 4, because it had those random side quests, and the TV station, and the radio, and all these different, the internet, all these various different things, it felt like a living, breathing world. And I wanted to learn everything I could about it, because these characters and the story they went through made me want to learn more. And for the longest time, Grand Theft Auto 4 was my favorite video game of all time. And then 5 came out, and 5 is not a bad game, but I feel Grand Theft Auto has a big problem has always been it's a little snarky, it's a little cynical. It likes to take the piss out of things. It's almost a form of parody in a certain way, where Nico was the reason a lot of people did not like 4 is the reason I loved it, because it was very grounded, it was very realistic. The cars would they were very realistic, they didn't handle very semi or arcadey. The story was very depressing and very down, and it really rocked you to your core. Whereas Grand Theft Auto 5 kind of brought it back, made it a little more lively, a little more playful, a little more, exciting. So I don't hate Grand Theft Auto 5, it is absolutely a blast. It's like choosing between my 2 favorite children. But still, Grand Theft Auto 4 just slowly eked it out because of its heart and how much I connected to Nico, how much I cared for Nico. He was such a good guy, and life just crapped all over him. And for the longest time, he was my favorite video game character. This, of course, leads us to Red Dead Redemption, which to many people, they just default to Grand Theft Auto with horses. And on a base level, they're not wrong. But the reason I love Red Dead so much is, like I said, Nico was one of my favorite video game characters of all time. You connected with him so much, you engaged with his story. Even the side quests where you just talk to these random strangers, Nico himself would always be the nice guy. Yeah, he would call people assholes and dicks and whatever, but he still would try and be very helpful and friendly to people. John Marston is, without a doubt, the best written video game character of all time. Full period, stop, no exceptions. Now I fully admit, I love cowboys, and westerns is like one of my favorite genres, because I love the fact that originally when I was a child, I liked knights and, saving the princesses and damsels in distress. But as I grew a little bit older, it became a little more fairy tale to me. It's not very realistic. But the reason I like cowboys is because they are more or less the modern day knights. I love the stories of just the man with no name wandering into this podunk town that's being overrun by bandits, saving them, and then wandering off into the distance onto his next journey. The West just has this big, open, flat environment for you to just explore, and it's almost a mystical land in terms of that, because everything is so small, you just have these like one or two shack towns. It very much has these humble simplicity, as opposed to Grand Theft Auto, which is about like big, bombastic excitement and explosion and fancy lights and cars and all different types of vehicles and guns and weapons. Red Dead is a lot more simpler, a lot more quieter. And in that regard, I absolutely love it, because I love the fact that this wasn't trying to be you weren't some bandit like going on the run trying to steal, and you were just a simple man trying to clear his name and reconnect with his family. The actual story is also really good, and it's done something no other game has ever done or ever said. To give a little bit of background, you spend the whole game looking for the members of your gang that you used to be with, and you're supposed to bring them in to clear your own name. Now, the first part of the game is you going around basically Texas, gathering supplies, ammunition, people to help you fight, to take over this base where one of your former gang members have so you can stock up in. And it really much, you can feel yourself like progressing, you're building up all your different team, all the people you've made contact with, and then there's one last awesome mission where you storm the base, you grab a machine gun, you attack everyone, it feels amazing, it feels like a great, awesome ending. And then the game reveals, no, that's just part one of the game, and it just opens, the world just expands so much further. And something I really do not like is when people talk about Final Fantasy VII, because when they talk about that, and when you beat Midgar and you leave Midgar for the first time, and you're like, whoa, there's this big open world. Me personally, perhaps it's the fact that I knew you left, perhaps it was just I was not there at the appropriate time. When I played Final Fantasy VII, it was not this big kind of climactic moment. It was just like, oh, cool, alright, we're out of the city. There's more to this game. Neat. But with Red Dead, it almost felt like the end of a season, where you just thought this was going to be a one season long, awesome adventure, and they go, boom, no, we've got a whole bunch more to show you. This is only the tip of the iceberg of what you're going to see. It was not this big whole, oh, how big is this world? It just goes on forever. It was, by the end, once you see the map, you're actually like, okay, I see how this is going, but it was still very much like, wow, this is awesome. I did not think the game was being this amazing. So the fact that the game was able to do that 3 times, and every single time felt beautiful, engaging, you're just like, man, what more could they do? Oh, there's even more? Awesome, it's amazing. That's something no video game has ever done to me, ever. If you had cut any of those parts into a single game, that would have been an absolute amazing, awesome game, and still well worth the $60. But the fact that the game keeps surprising you, and keeps coming at you with new, amazing, great stuff, shows the testament of how strong the storytelling is in this game. And even in the middle part, they never falter. Every single scene, they try and make it the best scene they've ever written. And of course, there's that end, which I won't spoil, but it truly is a jaw-dropper, and it turns the entire game and the concept of open world games on its own. The way this game handles it is so elegant and so perfect that it not only works within the context of the story, it works within the context of the game. Where I've seen other games that do it very poorly, where again your character is just fine, like it's like I mean I still got stuff to do, even though they've defeated the end of the world cataclysmic event. They're like, well, let's go around try to chase blues, and then other times it's just it's just whatever. This is a dream. None of this matters. But here's the open world. Let's go around it. I absolutely love the ending and how they handle the end game. And I want more games to do that because it kept me on my toes. And even years later now, where we're prepared for Red Dead 2, I still just get choked up. Just think about that ending and everything John Marston had been. Like I said, you've basically been through 3 seasons of this show. You had just the crap kicked out of you, just so much bad trouble, so many bad breaks, so many things going wrong for you. Just felt exhausted at the end of the game. And yet here we come to the end of the review, and I basically spent the entire time talking about characters and story and emotions and reactions and all these other stuff that has nothing to do with the game. And that's not to say the gameplay is bad, it's just it's very much services the story, but it still works within the context of it. As opposed to games like Grand Theft Auto where you're playing as Michael or Tommy Garcetti, these characters, but then you're whipping out like a machine gun and an RPG and all this fancy stuff. I very much appreciate the fact that Red Dead stays relatively normal. Like even the Gatling gun, they bring it back 2 or 3 times. They always for these big, awesome action set pieces. It's not something you just automatically get. The weapons that, yes, there's no like machine guns or Tommy guns or any of this stuff. It's very much these single shot rifles. But you have to aim. It's very much more reliant on you focusing as opposed to just like spraying all over the place and hoping you hit something. Even the actual side missions from side quests, like I said previously in the Assassin's Creed video, a lot of games like Grand Theft Auto, it's just like darts, bowling, whatever. Red Dead actually revels in the Western style, so it's a lot more appropriate for playing cards, to be playing liar dice, to be doing arm wrestling, to be doing animal herding, to taking bounties. There's not one side mission that it feels out of place or is just there because it's padding. They all work within the context of the world. It really, the gameplay is absolutely solid. There's no problems with it. And I'm sure, as many people say, Grand Theft Auto is probably more people's cup of tea because it's a little more goofy, a little more silly. It's got more zany action. You're driving tanks, you're exploding buildings, you're jumping off skyscrapers. I'm not absolutely judging that. Those are fun, awesome, amazing things. But the fact that you could take that gameplay formula and basically the same controls, the same basic structure, and still transpose it on this Western setting is just jaw-dropping to me. And like I said, the characters are so memorable and so amazing, so beloved. That, yes, I fully admit, to a certain degree, I love cowboys, so I was going to love this game regardless. I love Gun, for goodness sake, and Gun is not a very good game. It's very rough. You can pretty much tell it's running off the Tony Hawk ending. They just use it as, again, a setting. They're just, okay, you're in the West, you're riding horses, you're shooting guns, you're fighting Indians, whatever. Red Dead, absolutely, again, they take Assassin's Creed basic tenets of we want it to be realistic to the period, so we don't want different guns, we don't want different, people who were fighting against each other. We want it to be somewhat historically accurate. Obviously, these are fictional cities and fictional characters, but they still want it to be as close to realistic as possible, and that attention to detail is, again, something I absolutely love. So while some people may like going off jumps, doing crazy action and flips and whatever, I will always absolutely remember the experiences of just you and your horse in slowly walking across the countryside in the middle of a story, and how something so simple can still connect with you so much.
Oh yeah, who's your daddy?
Yeah, I know exactly what I did, friend, which was nothing. Now, I'd prefer it if we could all play a friendly game and no one get hurt.
You planted this guy Ricketts.
Now, why would I do that? I've already beaten you. Now, calm down and let's finish the game.
There's no more cards game.
Ease up there, friend.
There must be a name for this.
An impasse, sir. An impasse.